Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's Thursday. It's time for a little chat, a catch-up, generally. Nothing, no worship at this point. That will happen a bit later on this evening, of course, when we have the Mass, but incorporating Discovery of the Gospels. The Gospels. Now, I'm aware that we don't get too much interaction. We tend to get me talking to you most of the time. We're not super duper and super clever for that. Well, I'm not, with the Zoom and stuff. I don't think my computer can take it. My computer's now 12 years old. It's survived 12 years, and it's okay, but it can't cope with the ultra up-to-date stuff. So we'll have to see what we do there. I might have to play inside the computer, get James to mess around inside the computer and put something new in there, see what we can do. In the meantime, sun's coming out for just a moment there. In the meantime, we're carrying on as we are. There is no change. The rules from the church continue. Not allowed in them. However, we are here. This is the church. What we feel about that? Well, can't do anything about it. Those in charge have spoken. There we go. We're continuing on tonight. We've just had Mass yesterday, which and then we have the Discovering the Gospels. Now, when you get stuff, and I do send the stuff out to you, you're going to get very shortly, along with this message, if on your email, because most of the people receive this, I said the other day, by email, rather than watching it through Facebook or straight through the website. I send you the link, and you click on the link, and there you are. You get me. More importantly, at the altar, you get Christ. But also, I've adjusted the camera settings, so it's a little bit easier to see. There's the sheet for this week. Immediately it won't work because I've adjusted the camera settings, and there's the Worship at Home sheet. Oh, you can see it really, it's like that. They'll be coming out to you, and on the Worship at Home sheet, which by request I have slimmed down. It's just 2 to 4 pages. It's very difficult to do these as one sheet, by the way. It's too much and it'd be too small. But I've done it like this. They go through the printer and they get put in the door of the church. So if you can't print them off and you do want a hard copy, it's not supposed to be posting stuff out. It's against the rules, apparently. Anyway, so they are in the door of the church. It's a piece of plain paper, which, there we go, I can just see it on the front. But on here, on the Worship at Home sheet, you have the reading for Sunday. As you'll hear, we talk about it tonight, and of course it's preached, proclaimed and preached on Sunday as well, did it in advance. Now, if you get this, when you get this, and if you sit there and you read it this afternoon, do send in a question if something that gets you, and you go, what does the gatekeeper mean, for example? What is the definition of the gatekeeper? Do send it in. Send in some questions. It's always nice for me to have something. You know me, I really don't mind questions. You know what I'm like on Sundays. I walk down amongst you and look at you and ask you, and you, after all these years, you now get used to it. Remember when I first did that? You all sort of looked at me and went, Father Richard's standing right in front of me. Why isn't he standing in the pulpit hiding? No. I'm hiding from you if I stand in the pulpit. Anyway, so if you've got questions about the gospel, about the readings, do send it. Do email in or pop it on Facebook, a message, or text me or whatever, and I'll see if I can pick them up. As I say, I'm a priest, not a TV presenter. I'll do my best anyway. Do that. Have a look at it, see if there are any questions on the Gospels. It's always good. I do like to get questions. It's lovely to hear from you. People are sending notes in saying, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, but I'm feeling part of the church. And just the other day, actually, it's rather lovely. I was talking to someone on Monday, and so her daughter comes around and is able to play these videos. So, and feels part of it. I was delighted because I really thought I wasn't embarrassed that particular person wasn't getting these things, and it's rather nice. So look, do send in your questions. I will, okay, I'm going to be really trendy. Look at this is what you do on YouTube. I'm going to put the email address and stuff, yeah, down the bottom. Send, oh yeah, whatever. You've got it already anyway. Look, do that. So, and then from these sheets. However, I've said that, also, I want to hear from you. I think we are going to be like this for a few weeks now, a few more weeks. There's no two ways about it. The lockdown continues, and rightly so. So we, I do want to hear from you and see how you're going, and questions about how we feel like this. Some people have been in contact and talked and phoned up and said how they feel. But if you next Thursday's chat, have you got questions which are just about how we do stuff, and please don't just send in how we're going to pay the parish share next year. I don't want to sit here talking about that kind of thing, but if there's things about how do we continue to feel like a Christian community and so forth, what are those things that draw us together, if you send those kind of questions in, it'd be really nice next Thursday. Rather than me just talking to you, it'd be lovely to be able to sit and go through some questions, as it were, read through a list and see what we have. So I'd love it if you could do that, and if you do it every week, if you've got questions, send them in. Who's cutting the grass? There we go. There's one. There's the answer. Me. There we are. But there'll be others. Not just about, be honest, about how we are and how we do things. Because I think we are going to be moving into a little bit more looking forward at the time. But how do we feel about what's going on? I've had a very interesting phone call this morning. Lovely phone call with Bishop Jonathan's PA, Catherine. And we end up talking about how it feels to be the church in this environment, in what's actually quite a very intimate environment. Now, I'm much closer to you now than I would be normally, and especially So we had a long talk, and it was about the principles of being like this that we were speaking about. Is this really what we are? How does it feel? How do we get a sense that we are the body of Christ, and how do Paul's words work out? We know members one body, but many be parts of the one body. How does that play out at a time like this? How does it feel? So, and that's from the Bishop Jonathan and Bishop Robert, and right through to us here now. And how does that feel? I'll say it again. Hello, bishops, if you're watching. They do tend to tune in every now and then. And more worryingly, good afternoon, Archdeacon. Oh, there we go. Send a letter tomorrow. No, the Archdeacons love it. By the way, the title for an Archdeacon I had for a little while was Venerable. I was venerable by the age of 40. Oh, what was I? 46. Venerable. It makes me sound ancient, doesn't it? But of course, shortened by all the clergy to venomous, because the Archdeacon's job is to go out and do the tough stuff, do the nasty stuff for the bishop. There we are. There you go. Old days. This week's about sheep, so we're a little bit about those days soon, but the gospel. So look, so if you're there, do tune in. Send in the questions. Why am I saying this? I'm such a fool sometimes. If I'm ever having a go at the bishop, I know he's always standing right behind me. So look, if you're there, even bishops or archdeacons, if you've got anything you want to send in to ask or say to the people, please send it in. We'll sitting at home. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear someone else. You get something from George and Catherine, but hear someone else. So do send stuff in. It's got to be a two-way street. Don't just sit at home and go, I don't know what he's doing. I want to hear from you. I do. Right, that's that. A couple of bits going on. Monday, as I said, we had Vic's funeral, and it was it's difficult. There's no two ways about it. Within the constraints of the system at the moment, the minimal amount of guests and the distancing we have to keep. Suddenly we gather together and it's really nice. We can see each other, but yet we have to be more wary and keep a distance. But it's lovely, and I'm very grateful to be privileged, that's the better word, and grateful actually to be asked to be with the family through that and offer Vic to God our Father, which is always important. And again, as I said, after June we will return back later and be able to offer them to God again within the church and so forth. There'll be other things. So that was a very, very good thing to do. Difficult, I know, painful, but good thing to do, to offer someone into the loving arms of God our Father. That was there. That was really other bits of news. What's going on in the diocese? We haven't heard much, really, to be honest. We're very quiet. The diocese have furloughed their staff, or lots of them, as a preparation for the future, which is a very responsible thing to do. Don't know how that really affects us, clergy, stipendiary clergy in parishes. We're not part of that. We're not part of that structure. So, you're stuck with me. Even if they weren't paying me, you'd still be stuck with me. Sorry about that. So, that's the structure in the diocese. Bit news further afield. A good mate of mine, Father Will Hazelwood, who was the best man at my wedding. He's in Dartmouth. He won't be that much longer. He's moving to Lewes. Is it Lewes or Lewes? I think it's Lewes. Lewes. Oh, get me wrong. In Sussex, he's become the assistant suffragan bishop of Lewes in Sussex and diocese of Chichester. And that will happen in a few months' time. So, God bless you, mate. I should say, never say good luck. That's the wrong thing. God bless you, mate, and good on you. And your family and moving families and that. How can you leave Devon? What do you want to leave sunny Devon for? I don't know. There we are. But there we go. Good on you, mate. Good on you, mate. I'm sure we'll hear from a lot of you over the next few months. That's about it from me. So don't forget. Tonight it's discovering the Gospels, and when we during the Eucharistic rite we stop and the Gospel reading we look at and pick it apart and see what we gain from what we feel from the Gospels. Never forget almost what we feel is quite important when it comes to God. Touchy-feely. What else is happening then? Sunday is normal. Thank you very much for the comments, by the way, about the music. We've had to up our game a bit because we're broadcasting music and stuff to the world, so we've had to invest in licenses and so forth for that to happen. If at any point during a service suddenly it goes quiet and you don't hear anything, don't hit your buttons and start playing with your computer. It might be because one particular piece of music isn't covered by our license and it hasn't be released through copyright. So sometimes it might go a little bit quiet during a song, and you go, "Oh, what's up?" Just ignore that. I mean, it's a whole new world for us we're working in, and I have to say that we are beginning to look quite positively at, well, more than positively, that when we do emerge from all of this, we will continue to have this presence on the internet and to set up a system so that services in church will be broadcast and be able to. So if you aren't able to get there for a week or on holiday, sitting in your caravan in the south of France or whatever you're able to do, you'll still be able to be part of it. The life here, which is really quite important. So we're going to be working for that. We're going to hit the 21st century with our feet scrabbling, which is the way forward. So that's that. Okay, there we go. There's from my study. By the way, I'd be mucking about in the back here. Try not to make my study too much of a film studio. that's not the principle behind it. It is my study here. It's where I spend a lot of my time. Sounds terrible. Father Richard spends all the time at his computer at his desk playing games. No, he doesn't. It's where I spend a lot of my time, and the study is interesting. It's all my bits and pieces. Anything that Charlotte doesn't want in the house, she says, take it to your study. So those that have been in here know that the furniture in here is the stuff that's not allowed in the house, plus all my bits and pieces which I collect around me in mementos. And actually that's something quite important for us as we spend this time together. I found it very kind of moving, sort of going through my bits and pieces. My desk is covered with all kinds of things. A button which I was given by one of the deacons in Ballarat. She gave it to me. She said that was my attitude as in the bishop's office. That's cruel, wasn't it? Oh, she'll never get far. Yes, she will. I've got things like that sits on my desk. There's a statue of Our Lady, which I was given when I was a little kid. Oh, look at that. There's a picture of me with Roxy, our dog, and the newspapers in Ballarat. There we are, doing a pet service at the cathedral. Don't get any ideas. I wasn't doing it. The press turned up and there was no one else around to have a picture, so it was me, and I've got our dog Roxy, who's very young there, to be involved. So don't. Hey dear Father Richard, can we have quick pet services? The answer to that is no. But we'll see. Okay, so surround myself with all the bits and pieces, which bits of junk around there. I don't know what else we've got there. I'm getting carried away now, aren't I? Don't know. Guinea Pig Bank. Guinea Pig Bank. There we are. That's not a real guinea pig, so it's a bit bigger than my birthday present at some point. And then behind us here we've got one way round. Okay, need to go this way. Little statue here. That's a rather special one. This was in a church in Blackfen that my old dad built. Well, he didn't build it on his own, but he was the priest there, and they had the church built in Blackfen. And this sat above the doors. People came in, and fortunately the church they've now pulled down, which would be a shame, but just rescued, and it's come here. And so there we are, Our Lady, very nice. So a few bits and pieces like that which you keep around you. And actually there's a lot of time at the moment to look at those bits and pieces, go through the photo albums, go through stuff. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a good use of this time, I have to say, to be able to reflect on how we are and where we've been in life. Loads of junk here on the desk. I'm not going to carry on. I'll be here for the rest of the day. Yes, I'll put it down now. I'll get carried away. So look, just do make the most of this time at home. You know, remember that, as I said the other day, you know, where's Jesus right now? Looking over your shoulder, with you. Fantastic. And we've discovered tonight about Christ the Good Shepherd and what that means, how we can interpret that into our lives, into all our little bits and pieces around us. How does he fit into that? Is he with us? Is he pushing us onwards? So as my hair gets ever longer, Charlotte's getting absolutely irate because I've said I'm going to keep it going, leave it going. Not going to cut it until I desperately have to. I'm going to decide to see just how long it is. I will look like some kind of on prison island by the time I finish. You know, there we go. Might be halfway down my back. Who knows? Simple stuff, really. Grow your hair just for a bit of fun. Should have got sponsored, shouldn't I? Oh, by the way, Colonel Tom Moore. Wow, did you see that this morning? Colonel Tom Moore. What? Lovely. Oh, throwing a Spitfire and Hurricane to fly around as well. Oh, not a dry eye. Fantastic. 30 million quid for the work of the NHS. You know, and 70 million from the big night in last week. Wow, the other week, the comic relief and children in need. Quite extraordinary. 70 million. So might feel difficult, but I tell you what, I think this time is doing something for us. It's bringing us out, and it's showing the goodness of so much in our world when it's so difficult. So the Good Shepherd, maybe he's having a good effect there, taking us around, pushing us around, and keeping us on the way So good luck. I'll leave you now. Too much talking. I'll catch you later on when we do Discovering the Gospels. Father Richard saying, ta-ra, God bless. And it's still Easter, hallelujah. Christ is still risen. He is risen indeed, hallelujah. Don't stop saying that. Keep them going strong, the hallelujahs. And I will catch you later on this evening at Mass and Discovering the Gospel Sunday. And start sending, please send those questions in. Send the ones in for the Gospel of the week. Send your Bible questions in. Don't try it. It's not a catch Father Richard out moment, because that's easy. That's absolutely easy. Ask my tutors at Theological College, really easy to catch me out. Just ask me the second book of the Bible and I'm lost. No, not that bad. It is the Acts of the Apostles. No, it's not. No, it's not. But no, don't try it. It's there. Send in the questions on the Gospels, the reading for that week, please. Do so. And for next Thursday, questions you might have about how we live Christian life. As we are now. We're still working it all out, so do send those in, any comments you have. Thank you. There we are. I've adjusted the quality of the video, I think, which is better, and hopefully I've turned the volume up, so those of you that go, I can't hear you, can you hear me? Let's see. So God bless. Father Richard out. Catch you later. Bye.